Okay, so let's get right into it. The young, talented Nigerian music singer and songwriter, better known as, I would sing her name, but I don't want to disrespect. I'm just going to say her name is Lade. Yeah, she's going to sing it when we have her in. Well, basically, she put out this, you must have heard it before, right? Adulthood na scam. You better, what is it? Adulthood na scam. You better... Lade, help me. Get out for your head. Yes, that's it. Everyone is crazy about the song, especially on social media. This came out this year in 2022. You have TikTok, you have Instagram, you have Snapchat. Everyone is looking for Lade, who basically put out their feelings into a song. The challenges of life, the challenges of having to grow up, all this exemplified into one track that everybody cannot stop talking about. Here you go, if you haven't heard it before. You don't chop.
Nobody go send you free money. If you no get now, you sabi.
No. You see, so let's just get right to it, right? Let's find out. I'm sure you're probably, if you haven't heard this before, you're probably thinking, what is Adulthood a scam? I have the same questions, my darling. Lade joins me now on a Rise 360. Do it for me. I heard everybody's looking for Lade.
I thought you're looking for Lade.
Oh, you see, when she walked in, I had to ask about your voice because I know it's husky. And you said that's completely natural.
Yeah.
But when you sing, you're able to
totally different.
Amazing. So let's talk about the song Adulthood. You know, what triggered it?
Man, I would say it's the phase I'm at right now in my life.
Okay.
Yes, I'm young, but you know, when you've dealt with like really big things that are bigger than your age, you know that this adulthood thing is really a scam. So I would say it is the fact that I have to, you know, be very responsible for the things I want and the things I need to do by myself. And as an artist, there are like different things I need to put in place. But because I'm not with any label, so I have to do everything myself. So I was like, man, aside from my own personal life, I have to build my career.
Yeah.
This is really going to stress me, but it's what I signed up for. So I was not like, man, it can't just be me going through this thing right now. Nah, it has to be like everybody. So I just spoke the mind of everybody with the song.
Literally, you did. In fact, the first time I heard the song, I felt like it took me back to when I lived in Anthony Village, right? And at that time, everything was obvious. Every small thing is mommy. You
exactly.
know? Growing up with my mom, I would always just run to her whenever I had any issues. I didn't have to worry about so much. And then I thought about it that for somebody like myself and like you, like you just said, I had to grow up real quick. You know how you're a teenager, but you don't really get to be that teenager. You're 16, but you're thinking matters of people in your 20s. Exactly. So I could really relate to the song. And I was like, okay, that's really interesting. But how did you feel when you saw all of this blowing up? Like the song was blowing up on Instagram, on TikTok. Everybody was agreeing that, yes, this adulthood is not what they told us about it.
I did not expect that the song was going to be this big because it was just me expressing myself. I was just looking for a content I could put on TikTok to keep my engagements going. And the only strategic thing I think we did was put it out on Children's Day. So I was like, let's just use this to remind people that Happy Children's Day, but man, I wish it was still the way it was at that time.
Yeah.
So I think that was what gave it more strength on social media.
Yeah.
So, but seeing that everybody is relating to it 100 and even doing their covers to it, I'm like, I think everybody, they have like different stories they need to tell. So I just put the open verse out. Okay, let me hear your own side of the story. It can't be just me. Tell me yours as well.
Yeah, and speaking about different stories to share, some people would say that, okay, that whole idea of being a child and not being able to be a child is something that we need to stop that behavior. You know, if you have a 12-year-old, let this 12-year-old be 12. Yeah. If you have a 13, these days you see some preteens, they're looking like older than I am, you know? But some people would also argue that that is exactly why these ones turn out to be better. You know, they turn out to be really mature. They're able to look up for themselves earlier. So what side of the divide would you say you're in? Kids remain kids, or kids need to grow up real quick so they can look after themselves soon enough?
I don't think they need to grow up real quick. You should not rob children of their childhood. That's what I feel. So if a child has to be a child. Let the child be a child. When it gets to the stage where they need to take responsibilities on themselves, I feel like it's something that just comes to you naturally. I mean, I got to a stage where I know that I can't just go to my parents, Daddy, I need this, Mom, I need this.
Was that a choice because you, like, how do I put it? Was it because of circumstance or it was a choice?
It was no circumstance, because if there's anything I want now, they can give it to me now.
Okay.
But it's just, it just comes to me like that. I mean, at this stage, I think it's just personal. You understand?
Yeah.
At this stage, I need to achieve this. I need to do this. Before I get to this stage, I need to have this. I need to have that.
Yeah.
So it's just mindset. So if at my age, you're still trying to do, my mom will do this, my mom will do that. In this economy, I don't know what the person is trying to achieve in the nearest future.
That's the thing, because for me, that's how I feel. That's how I think. I'm like, for every 5 years, I have a new set of goals.
Exactly.
But I'll tell some of my friends my goals, and these are friends because a lot of my friends are way older than I am. And I'm like, Kachi, calm down. Kachi, you're running so fast. You're still very young. Calm down. And in my head, I'm thinking, I don't feel like I'm still very young. So let's talk about that as well. People who would say, there are different decades. There are people in their 20s. There's your 30s, obviously. There's your 40s. There's your 50s. And for every single one of these, there's a time and place that, let me not say you're supposed to be, society expects you to be.
Yeah.
So do you think like this idea of growing up faster than your age puts people under undue pressure? You have ladies who are 24 and they're like, Shiloh praying for a husband. Lord, I gotta have my kids by 25. I need a husband. And I'm like, babe, do you have a job? How about that? Do you want to realign your priorities? So do you think it just makes people miss it? Like you're asking for things you shouldn't necessarily be looking for. It puts pressure that is undue on people.
So I just feel that all of these things put together it still boils down to you as a person.
Yeah.
It still boils down to your what do they call this thing? How you prioritize your life.
Yeah.
What you really want for yourself. But there are some people that still don't know what they want for themselves. So the society sometimes will dictate. They will look, this person has this, and this person is even younger than me.
Yeah.
How am I this age and I don't have what this person has?
Yeah.
So you can't work with another person's time. It's not possible.
And it's interesting you say this, because when I think all of this, when I see people who are able to do what they do, irrespective of how old they are, one word just comes to my mind, and that's grace. So speaking about grace, I know you did something with Goya Meno, so I'm going to play that track, and right after I play this epic track, we'll be right back and get up close and personal with Lade. Let's get to know the inner side of Lade that we haven't spoken about yet. We'll be right back.
Make I think I make a reason I me plenty die. No be say na me do pass, but I no carry land. Gracie cover me, you know I no fit carry land.
We had to confirm to get by the journey, had to go hey I swear.
Make I think I make a reason I me plenty die. No be say na me do pass, but I no carry land. Gracie cover me, you know I no fit carry land.
We had to confirm. By the journey, I had to go, hey, I swear.
One person that can definitely relate to this in
Yes,
many ways, because
exactly.
the way Goya Meno came up as an artist, it's grace. That's just the only way you can explain it.
Just at the first song.
I
think that's what brought us together, because when he reached out, it was like, Lade, both of us would agree that we're both products of grace, because the way our songs came out and took over the internet is something even we cannot explain. You understand? It was like, why don't we create something to just, it's not going to be churchy, but it's just something to appreciate God, man, that this whole thing, however this thing happened, not like we really understand, not like there's like a strategy we really followed. It was just grace.
Absolutely.
And that's what gave birth to the song.
That's what gave birth to the song. Don't go anywhere, and neither should you, because we're taking a quick break on Arise 360. Finally, you know why adulthood is a scam. Well, we'll be right back with some more with Lade right after the break.
Here's a card when no go give you stress at all. Zero weights and zero queues. Face banky petrol card. Here's a card when no go give you wahala. Zero trouble now for you. Face banky tell off it's fam. Tell off it's spoiler. Who won't break them? Where you want say now only you get them. Nothing fit do one. Sharp, sharp payment not the way. Swipe they go, you know the way. Veteran card with the sweet body. Veteran card with no the shape person. We put you first again. First banking veteran card, we put you first again. Generate your virtual card, we put you first again. First banking virtual card, we put you first again. Just generate your virtual card.
There's nothing better than the roar of your fans. But in Nigeria, there's a roar that may not be heard again. With fewer than 50 lions left in the wild, they could be extinct in the next few years. From loss of habitat and prey, and snares set for illegal bushmeat. Please say no to illegal bushmeat, and let's keep the roar alive for Nigeria. Poaching steals from us all.
If you not get now, you sabi. Adulthood na scam.
I heard that you're looking for Lade. Now what's in the time I believe? Now what's in the time you believe? As I wake up this morning, landlord don't call me. My body don't ring my phone. Say where that thing where you promise me. I know say you no go believe. Them no tell me say that's so it dey be. I beg you take me back to days when you be saying I just to play and jump.
Adulthood na scam, you better get a phone.
Better know this.
That's to hustle, make a living 247. Nobody go ask if you don't. Nobody go send you.
But Lade, can I be honest with you, yeah? Wait. I hate the fact that, you know how the uncles will come to the house that time and then they're leaving and they'll give you, that free money. Nobody does that anymore. Nobody will give you that free money. I know, right? And then that text message your friends send you, I'm like, sometimes I marvel at the kind of money my friends ask me for. I'm like, you don't really think I have this much money?
They won't even start from 2K, 3K. Please, can I get 50K from you too?
It's crazy. It's like, do you realize that we're all, living, we're all Nigerianing together. We're living in this country together. But let's talk about the criticism that you got for the song. Now, I saw while people loved it, there are people who were like, okay, so Adulthood is a scam. No, it's not a scam. You are just broke or you're just lazy. You just don't have money.
I saw a lot of that on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I just felt like people took the message of the song out of context. But not saying that people should not grow up.
Yeah.
Because everybody will grow up, definitely. But just saying that there's no rule to how to be an adult. There's no manual to how to be an adult. But growing from the stage where people do stuff for your parents, do almost everything for you. Now coming to the stage where you have to do it yourself, and it's not really, really easy. You would definitely say it's a scam now. Like my daughter, but the way they will make it look like when you grow up, you go to school, when you finish school, you start
get
working,
a job.
when you start working, you get married,
you have kids, everything is just like pat.
But the moment as you're climbing, you're like, so after so this is how it is. So why won't we conclude that even adults are saying the same thing? So somebody now saying adults will not be scam, now you no get money. I told you, I said send me 200K. Let me send you my account number. If you will not feel it in your pocket right now in this current Nigeria that we are in. So I'm not taking any offense from any criticism, anybody that's criticizing the song. I'll just focus on people that understand my points, like the point I'm trying to make with the song. And people saying all those is like, say 2%.
Yeah.
So let me focus on my 98.
On your 98, right? That's how it should be. So looking forward, Lade, definitely you started on a high. This is huge. You know, I always say this. When I had another artist recently, Rebecca, boyfriend, I will fool to go back to my ex-boyfriend. She's another artist who had that kind of high.
Yeah.
And I was asking her the same thing. When you start like this, people can only expect you to, you know, keep going higher. And for some artists, it's always some sort of difficulty. So are you worried about that? You know, like, hey, this one, I've released this one. Are you sure by next?
What's next?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm worried. Fine, I did not know it was going to go like this, but I've always been prepared for this stage of my life. Yeah. So I'm not worried. I'm just thinking of how to put out what's supposed to come next.
So if you were gonna give your future self, because I'm gonna remind you of this clip. I need to look straight into the camera. You're gonna be talking to your future self, like Lade, in the next 3 years. And I'm gonna say one day on my show in 3 years, which is gonna be bomb, by the way. You know, by the way, Lade just put out this epic new joint, you know, Hot 100. She's in the top 10. But let me throw you back to the first time I had Lade on the show. And this is what she says. So what would you want to say to yourself then? Straight into the camera, what would you say? You're looking at this guy.
Lade, you did it. Simple. You did it. That's all I'm going to say.
Fantastic, Lade. And I think we're just going to keep that. We're going to save it. We're going to, you know, make sure it's safe and well kept. And I'm going to remind you of this. And if I ever feel like, see, Lade, these guys are trying to make you slip off, I'll call you and say, Lade, see, I'm going to send you that video. No problem. So remember that you owe us, you know, big, big tunes. Congratulations on this hit song.
Thank you so
we know
much.
There's a video for the official song coming out very soon. How soon can we expect that?
This month.
This month.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're expecting the official Adulthood and Scam video this month. I've got to say a big thank you for joining me on a Rise 360 today. High five, baby girl. Bam.